Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Fallout New Vegas. You will notice things are a little bit different from last episode. And for those of you who are not aware, uh, some files were lost. I lost a few episodes in between last episode and this. Nothing to be done about it. I tried recovering them in a variety of different fashion, and they're just gone. That, believe me, bums me out more so than it does you, probably. So a lot of things have happened since then. And I do want to kind of turn this episode into a kind of like a catch up on what's been happening thing. But first, so I can talk in peace, I'm going to make murdering to these ants. Also, fun fact, my wrist is broken. That is another one of those unfortunate turn of events that I guess just is what it is. Not much I can do about it. It's not the worst thing in the world. I thought it was going to be way worse than it is. It's not fun. I'll give you that. It does hurt. But more than anything, I'm just, it's uncomfortable to hold the controller because of the cast. It's not as much, oh my, that was glitchy. I'll take that, and I'll take, okay, you got that one. Yeah, it's mostly uncomfortable. The way the cast, it just makes it so, I guess, good? Good for you? Yeah, it's just uncomfortable. Like I said, there are way worse things that could have happened. I could have broke my thumb. I guess that would have been worse. Okay.
I've had worse.
Nobody's talking to you, Veronica. Literally no one. Okay. Now that that's taken care of, I'll go back over here. So last time we left off right outside the Fiends. I think, if I remember correctly, this was a long time ago, mind you. I think we were looking to cash in on some bounties that the NCR had given us. There were 3 Fiend leaders that we were going to go kill. Cook, Driver Nephi, and one other one, whose name I don't remember. I can actually look at my quests. 3-card bounty, here we go. Violet, that was the third one. So we were on the edge of their territory. We went ahead and killed Cook, Violet, and Driver Nephi. We had killed Driver Nephi, if you guys remember. This was a long time ago, like I said. But we had killed Driver Nephi on accident as we were walking by. And we killed him. And I told you I had to keep his head because I knew it was a mission. So you take all 3 of their heads and you turn them in. And it turns out it's a bounty. There's a bounty. So that happened. After that, we did Abba Dabba Honeymoon. So if you guys remember, for Oh My Papa, we had to convince Jack and Diane, Regis, and Melissa to talk against Caesar, right? Caesar's Legion is using the cons, and when they're done, they're going to enslave them, because that's what Caesar's Legion does. And we were trying to convince Papa Khan not to ally themselves with Caesar's Legion. One of the things we had to do was convince Jack and Diane to speak out against Caesar, and the way we do that is by doing Abba Dabba Honeymoon. So Anders is a drug runner that was captured by the Legion, and this took place down here, Cottonwood Cove down here. We didn't actually get to the cove, but down here, right before the path forks, Anders was being crucified. We rescued him, and we let him go, and he's going back to Red Rock, right? Red Rock Canyon, where the cons are. So our quest, we have the quest to go talk to Diane and let her know that Anders was crucified and captured and crucified by the Caesar's Legion, so that she will not work with the Legion anymore. Okay, that's important. Once we convince her, then we can try to convince the other people to tell Papa Khan not to ally themselves with the Legion. It's best for the cons if they don't. So that was something we were doing. We also, talking to Anders and seeing him crucified and seeing how the Legion operates, triggered an event with Veronica. Now what that ended up doing is still in the dark. Okay. She tells us basically, hey, we've been traveling together for a long time now. And I've seen the way the world is operating, and I see that the Brotherhood of Steel is falling behind. And if we don't do something, we're going to become obsolete or worse, extinct. Like other tribes, the NCR, Caesar's Legion, the Great Khans, they're all going to surpass the Brotherhood of Steel and basically leave us with nothing. We're going to starve, we're going to get killed, we're going to just die. So she's like, please come with me so we can talk to Elder McNamara and try to convince him to change his ways. So we did. We went to Elder McNamara, and he basically said he knows best. So Veronica said, hey, maybe if we find some stuff out in the wasteland, we can change Elder McNamara's mind, right? We can change his mind, and maybe he'll see reason. We're like, all right, that makes sense to me. So we were going to go out and start looking for these holotapes that were lost. Some Brotherhood of Steel patrols went out on patrol, and they were killed. And so we're looking for the holotapes that contained the information about their mission. On our way out, however, we were stopped by Paladin Hardin. Paladin Hardin is like second in command. I guess he's in charge of the military wing of this Brotherhood of Steel unit, or chapter, or whatever they call themselves. He said, hey, Elder McNamara is stubborn and old-fashioned, and he's not going to change. Help me oust him. As you can see right there, it says optional help head Paladin Hardin find a way to oust Elder McNamara from his position. So we can help with a revolt, like a coup d'etat from the inside. And the way we do that is talk to Senior Paladin Ramos on Hardin's behalf. Because if he gets enough votes, he can just do it peacefully, right? Also, he wants me to look at the Brotherhood of Steel's history files relating to elders being dismissed from their positions. So those are two options we can do. We can either try to recover all these things to try to help him see reason, or we can help Hardin kind of take over from the inside. But speaking of the things that are going to help, so this is like a quest within a quest. I Could Make You Care, which is the one we're doing now. So go with Veronica to talk to the Brotherhood of Steel Elder at Hidden Valley. That's what we did, right? That's the first thing we did, which is part of this. So we spoke to Elder McNamara. Access Father Elijah's notes from the comm terminal with Veronica. So there was a little house. Where is it? Where are we? Let me see. I'm trying to remember where it is. The Brotherhood of Steel secret base is here. Hidden Valley. There was a hut. Somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. I don't remember exactly where it was, but there's a hut somewhere around here that Father Elijah, which was Veronica's mentor. I don't know if we mentioned that in any other episode, but Father Elijah was Veronica's mentor. Instead of trying to gather old technology, Father Elijah wanted to develop new technology, and he was seen as some radical by the Brotherhood of Steel. So he left. We don't know where he is. We don't know what happened to him or anything. But if we by accessing his notes, we found that we could that there were a couple of projects the Brotherhood of Steel was working on, trying to develop, to try to stamp their position here in the Wasteland. So that's where this comes in. We have a couple of these things that we're doing. So in order to further progress that storyline, we need to go talk to the head of a project at Camp McCarran. So one of the NCR scientists has been working on a project, and we're going to go talk to him. But on the way, we found Vault 11. So we're kind of just, I was exploring, and I said, ooh, a vault. And that's why I'm standing out of Vault 11. Vault 11, I don't think actually has anything to do with any of the missions. I'm just in here exploring. We're like on our way. We're like, hey, look, there's some fun stuff. I think we want to explore. And so that's what we were doing before everything kind of went to the crapper on my end in real life. So, all that being said, our main quest right now, thankfully I didn't do any of the main mission, like any of the main story. Thankfully I haven't done anything of that nature. So basically what we were doing is exploring this. So we can go ahead and come back in here and continue exploring where I had left off last. So again, thankfully there wasn't anything too bad. Now what's going on in here is that a bunch of people did like a suicide pact. Let's see if I can find some of these notes to kind of catch everyone up. I'm gonna go ahead and play these sound files. So Vault 11, 4 corpses at the front of entrance of Vault 11, and a strange recording pointing to sinister events. Determine what happened to the citizens of Vault 11. It's like a side quest. It's not really in my journal, but here we go. Here we go. Listen up.
Are we really gonna do this? It's open. We could just leave.
I couldn't. Not after that.
We don't deserve to leave. A shining example. That's what it called us. But we were. We did what we were supposed to. Not by a long shot. Anybody would have done what we did.
You ask me? That's exactly the problem. Now let's get on with this.
I'll go first. Wait. People should know what happened. They could learn from it. If there's anyone out there at all, I hope they never have to find out. Ready, Harry? Yeah. No, wait!
And that's the first note that we found. Justice Block HC security tapes. Ready?
She can't do this. It's done. We're done. Nothing's done. She's got the authority. The only thing she can't do is change her own fate. Nothing says she offices for future overseers. I say she can't. You shouldn't have toyed with her like that, Roy. We still have the majority. We don't vote for anything anymore. I'm not talking about voting. What then? You want to have a sit-in? A hunger strike? Not exactly. Maybe march into her office with torches and pitchforks? Yes. Come on. I mean it. What? Start a revolution? Laws don't outlast their governments. Roy, all we have to do is wait until someone from Justice Block gets picked for overseer. Then we have them change the law back. There won't be any blocks after the new overseer is picked tomorrow. Everyone's going to move on. By the time we've reformed, who knows if we'll still be in the majority? We can hold the block together. You don't know that. Besides, what if the computer picks you? What if it picks me? And your solution is to start shooting? Not if we don't have to. Look, we arm up. We go to the lower floors, take some strategic targets. Power, food, water. Just until she turns authority over to us. The other blocks won't support it. They're tired of us having the power. We have the majority. We don't need them. This isn't a vote, Roy. They'll fight back. They've never had the nerve. Hell of a way to test it.
That's our second recording. Roy Gottlieb's terminal password. Okay, we don't need that. Okay. Prepared speech for Gus Olson, ombudsman for the annual overseer election. So you can kind of see there's some election going on in this vault, and people are not happy. Okay, so prepared speech. Good afternoon. Each year it is the appointed task of the ombudsman not only to officiate the election, but to chronicle it in hopes that after the last overseer has finished his term and walked to his death in the chamber beneath his office, and the vault has become still, that one day some excavator from humanity, or perhaps some yet unknown race of super beings, might find our records and incorporate them into historical canon. But lately it's occurred to me that that's not really why. I think the real reason we do it is because we want to believe that somewhere in the archives there's an answer to all of this, or perhaps there will be one when the historical records are completed and the whole story is told. We want it to make sense, to understand why the vault's mainframe will kill us if we do not offer one of our own as a yearly sacrifice. To fully comprehend why we continue to have these elections despite the unfettered corruption that has plagued it for what must be decades by now. There was a simpler time when elections meant shaking hands and kissing babies. But now with the rise of the voting blogs and this infestation of bribery, drug trafficking, smuggling, and God knows what else, we want to know why. Well, I've been through the archives and I can tell you won't find the answer there. You'll find an account of the first overseer who entered the vault as the only citizen aware of the sacrifices that would have to take place. But he didn't have the answers either. If he did, he would have foreseen the citizens' anger when he broke the news. Surely he would have guessed that they would want to choose a sacrifice democratically, in the way that we citizens are accustomed to washing our hands of terrible deeds, and that his name would be at the top of the polls, and that the simultaneous vacancy of overseer and martyr would forever fuse the two positions here in Vault 11. But he didn't. He had the answers no more than any of us, and the records state that after the citizens discovered that the sacrificial chamber's password was his wife Betty's first name, and its door was unsealed so he could be offered as the first sacrifice, he went down into that room crying like a child. I can only wonder if there are no answers to be found, and we are just going along with this because we don't see another choice. Nevertheless, I still hold on to hope that we can find one. I urge you all to take the journey I took, to remember that it wasn't so long ago that we were ruled by our civility and our dignity, and that those were times when we didn't have to be quite so ashamed. Thank you. Bam. So what we basically discovered as we were here is nobody wants to be elected. Haley is a known adulterer and communist sympathizer. Elect Haley. Rumors about Haley are baseless. Vote Stone. Basically, the overseer has to sacrifice him or herself to the computer to live. For the computer, I guess, to not kill everyone. There were rats and mantises. All over that's what was infesting this place. So if you've seen these posters, you see all these posts. Glover has done nothing wrong. Vote for Stone. I hate Nate. Basically, there are also a couple of NCR troopers in here. We took their uniforms. Basically, it's the opposite of what you think an election would be. The more corrupt a person is, the more people want them to get elected. It's kind of silly. How do we get down? What does that say? Clinic. Okay. Right. We come down these stairs. So, in the time that we had explored this place, we got rid of all the rats and all the mantises, and we had actually made it to the overseer's office, and we were about to go down there. I think it's down living quarters way. We just got straight down this hallway. And basically, there's just all kinds of horrible things happening. Nobody wants to get elected, right? Nobody wants to be the one that has to die. But that's how they're doing it. They're electing the people who are going to be overseer in a sort of backwards way. Like in this scenario, people don't want to get elected. And as you get elected, that means you're getting dead, right? And that's how it is. One person gets elected to get sacrificed. And we went all the way around, killed everything. Going to the lower levels here. Oh my, frame rate. Hello. Excuse me. Okay. And here we are, Overseer's office. So our next task is simply to enter the password Overseer's terminal and go down there and see what's going on. However, this is where I stopped last time, and this is where I'm going to stop again this time. I know this episode was basically nothing. Nothing happened. But I did want to just kind of catch everyone up on what had been happening. So, to recap. We completed the Fiend bounties, the three Fiend leaders. We completed those bounties for the NCR. We went to find Jack and Diane's drug runner, only to find that he had been captured by Caesar's Legion and was being crucified. We released him. Upon releasing him, Veronica said, "Hey, everything I've seen leads me to believe that the Brotherhood of Steel is in danger. Please come with me to my home base and try to talk some sense into the Overseer." Overseer said, "I'm not interested." And so now we either have to convince the Overseer that his ways are foolish and that the Brotherhood of Steel is going a dark path, down a dark path, that and they're not going to survive, or we have to help Hardin overthrow the Overseer. I don't know why I said Overseer, not the Overseer. We have to help Hardin overthrow Elder McNamara, or help Veronica find evidence to show him that he's going down the wrong way. Those are our two options to help the Brotherhood of Steel. And one last thing I do want to show you. I'm level 18, and I want to show you how I'm kind of going. Our guns are at 90. Our repair is at 90. Speech is at 75, as well as science. That's what we got going on. I have got, I don't know if, let's see. I don't remember which perks we had last time, so I'll show you now. We have Trigger Discipline, which we started off with. Scribe Assistance, because Veronica's with us. Ranger Takedown, we learned earlier. Got Life Giver, Jury Rigging, which is super cool. I can fix anything as long as it's similar. So I can fix like a shotgun with another shotgun or a rifle with another rifle. Enhanced Sensors from Edie. Built to destroy. Bug, stomp, or animal control. So those are the things that we've got going. As you can see, Good Springs idolizes us. We're accepted by the Grey Cons, accepted by the NCR, idolized by Novak, and vilified by the Powder. Unfortunately, we're still very good. Our reputation is very good. We have very good karma. Again, not what I wanted for this character, but that's how it is. So anyway, we are fairly close to another level. We're about a little less than 1,000 to our next level. So we should be leveling up level 19 here pretty soon. That's basically everything that has been going on. So in the next episode, we're going to enter the Overseer's secret chamber and see what actually is going on in this place. And then after that, we're going to continue with Veronica's quest line. And then after that, I do want to start doing the main quest again. So, sorry for the whole gap in episodes. It wasn't as bad as I had originally thought. There were a couple episodes in between, but because I don't fast travel, it really wasn't as much content that was lost, thankfully. So, next time we'll do this, and hope you'll join me, and hopefully no more data loss. All right, guys, until next time.